Here we are, another day at the dump. My last dig here for a while. I'll be heading on home, but let's see what we can get here. So let's start now. Well, my first interesting bottle that came up is this one. Let's see. West Disinfectant, New York. It's a screw cap. What is that? An eye. That's Illinois glass, probably 1910, probably 1916, 17, something like that. It came out of this use layer here, which is pretty tough, really. I mean, I'm not coming up with great stuff here because everything was sheet metal, stuff like that. And I'm at the bottom, by the way. I dig a dump, I try to dig to the bottom. I mean, if you're gonna dig a dump, do it right. But you can see I'm at a deficit here. There's another one of those, I don't know what kind of things these are, but when you find one, you end up finding a bunch. It's just how it is in these dumps. Don't see anything else here write home about. It's just very rough indeed. If I find anything really decent, it's going to be a miracle, because it's just rough. Get the top off here, see if there's anything in this area. You can see I'm hitting metal for most of the part. There's something there, and it's melted. Well, I'm not going to waste my time until I find something useful. So that's that for now. Here's a little shallow part of this dump that I'm digging in. There's not a lot here today, but just to show you what's coming out, we got a bottle here. What is this bottle? This is pretty much the 1940s, so I'm not expecting much, but you know, something to do anyway. What is this? I don't know what this is. I think it's a whiskey bottle, actually. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's a plain whiskey bottle. There's a little bottle that was you can see there's stuff in here. It's right there. We're in the surface here, so it's just a surface dump. And so, being the 1940s, I don't expect to find anything too prevalent. Although that's a nice little diamond pattern salt shaker, maybe. Interesting. I'll be doing more when I get back to back down south, and it's a little pry off medicine bottle. There's nothing there on that. We go over here. You can see the layers are thick. There's a lot of stuff right on the surface, but if it's going to survive, let's see what that is. That's a food bottle. Let me do a little further. We'll go a little further and see if there's anything like a soda coming up or anything. I have struck out with the sodas really today. Nail polish with the polish still in it. Man, they made it back then to last. They must have really had a hard time getting that stuff off of them. If this shoe polish could last all this time in the dirt. Yeah, there's nothing much in here. It's all on the surface. So, as you can see, I'm not doing too hot. So, there's a lot of bottles here, but mostly nothing. If I find something, I'll let you know. Well, I'm in a hole over here in a newer section. There's it's a Lysol, and let's see what I can get here. So I'm going to go down and show you what I find. Well, I'm in a good vein of bottles right now. I gotta dig out. There's a milk bottle right here. I don't know if it's in any condition at all. As you can see, it's not. And it was a Sheffield anyway. Wasn't that great of a bottle. Over here, more. That's a, what is this? You see, White Horse whiskey. I don't know what this is. Just a plain, of course that's the one that's in good shape, and it's a piece of junk. But you can see there is a vein of glass in here, and I've been digging and I have not found anything of any sort. That's what this is. That's like a milk bottle. It's like a soda bottle. So let's see if this soda bottle is anything. Or beer. It looks more like a beer. What is this? No embossing whatsoever. It's just a straight, no account GS beer. Yeah. But that's something. I mean, I really haven't found much, considering this is a dump that's pretty loaded with stuff. You see a lot of the stuff on the surface, but where it's coming from is anybody's guess. A lot of metal. There's another bottle. There's a whole bunch right over here. See that? See that? Huh. Get the top off this. Whoa. And see what's down on the bottom here. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'll come up with anything sober here. It's looks like a mustard. That's a cool bottle, but cracked and not very good. What's this one? Another jar. No. Man, what's this? See that up there? But we got a lot of cave-ins going on here. So, what's this? A fluted jar. I'm telling you, if you get into a vein here, you pretty much have a heyday, but right now I'm not coming up with anything. What's this? Not embossed. Typical, I don't know, typical. And, hey, a light bulb. Whew. That stayed in one place, one piece. Any more bottles over here? No. Okay, it looks like it wants to cave in on me, so what I'm going to do is dig this all out and follow this vein. And I will, what's this over here? Well, we got, what's this? Looks like a milk bottle. I think it is a milk bottle. Let's see what this is. It's weird. You got stuff at the very bottom and stuff at the very top. What's this? Well, it is a milk bottle, and it looks like a good one. Nothing wrong with it. Okay. Lakewood, William Sherman. That's a rare one for this area. Okay. We're on the board with a pretty good milk. So now I need a couple of real nice sodas, and so let me keep going with this. Just came out. It's a flask of some kind. Pretty cool looking. I don't know how old it is. This came out of the spoils. Nothing too great. Digging in here, seeing if I have something else in here. Oh, that's sort of cool. That's busted though. Oh no, it's not. Has handle. Interesting. Has a little handle on that one. It's definitely 1930s down here, and there's definitely bottles. But how many and what kind, I don't know. Now this is very... Here's something right here. What's this? These are common. Okay. Something else shows up. I'll definitely... There's a bottle there. There's a bottle broken. Light bulb there. Okay. So, let's... There's another bottle right there. I haven't seen any milk outside that one. Oh, look at that. Caving in on me. This is very cavey in. That looks like it's another milk bottle. Good. I think it's in good shape. Let's dig it out real quick. Let's see what it is. It's been covered up with some kind of... Yeah. You can see that's a milk bottle. That's broken now. Okay. Back to the drawing board. Okay. Got another milk in a hole. Got several bottles in the hole here. Toward the bottom. Let's see what this milk is. Slowly get it out. And it is... You can see it has a side script. Edgefield, I think. Got a big chip out of the lip. Too bad. Man, that would have been a very good bottle. I've got a lot of stuff down here, but it's mixed up with a very heavy metal. What this here? This is a beer bottle, but it's nothing on it, so we're not buying that one. It's all down here in the water, but I'm gonna dig it out. Got something right there. I don't know what that is. Huh. Oh, cool. A Lincoln Inn. See that? You can only wipe it off on my leg and you'll see it better. There's a Lincoln Inn. That's a pre-prohibition bottle. That doesn't have... That came out before federal law, but what does that say? No, it just says Lincoln Inn. So there we got the Lincoln Inn flask. Cool. Haven't found one of them in a while. let's keep going. I got a whole bunch. You can see I'm pretty high, pretty deep down, about 5 feet. So a little bit more. Let's see it. Okay, this is it for now. I gotta dig all this out of here. I got bottles. I got a milk bottle there. You can see that, right? See that milk bottle? Right there. Now, if I can ease it out. Ease it out. Ease it out. There we go. And that, my friends, is how you do it. And that, my friends, is a good milk bottle. Asbury. Looks like there's nothing wrong with it. That's good. There's something down here, though, that's very interesting. I'm gonna pull this out like this. What is this? Holy crap. Look at that. Holy mackerel. That's a water bottle. It's got clay in there. But look at that. I don't even know. That was down in the... See where the water is? Yeah, as far as I'm gonna go. I don't play with water, folks, as everybody knows. Let's wash this. Is that a... Look at this thing. I can't even tell you what it is. It's all I know is it's a water bottle. Pretty nice. And a dairy bottle. So there they are. Those two. And that's probably it for me. I'm off. Have a good day. Bye. Well, here is a short little video on a wrap-up of just some of the bottles that I had dug in New Jersey. I had an extended stay over there, so I had the opportunity to hit the dump several times, and I struck out once in a while, but most of the time I was pretty lucky. The dump that I was in was very vast. It's probably covered 4 decades of dumping, and it had a lot of stuff in it. I'm a soda bottle collector, and I do collect milks and once in a while jars. Whiskey bottles, if they're interesting, I'll also pick up. Some of these bottles here that I'm going to show today are an expanse of several generations that dumped there. We're going to start with the recent and work to the back. I dug up a lot of jars, but none of them were very interesting except for this one right here, which is Crank's shaving cream. Now, it isn't predominantly a sort of rare bottle or rare jar. It comes out of the Midwest. I think it's Detroit. I'm not quite sure. Chicago, I think. And it was a shaving cream. And other than that, there's not much known about it. I think it was bought by another larger conglomerate in the 50s, and eventually this jar was no longer used. So this period here is about 1948. I would imagine 47. It might go back further to the beginning of the 1940s, but it's a typical jar of that time period. Crank shaving cream. Another jar bottle that I picked up around that time period was this very common College Inn. Now this was a tomato ketchup or tomato juice bottle. It was like a cocktail, tomato juice cocktail. Now Collagen is still around as a soup company, so they are still in the business of making juice, but everything is in cans that I see today. But this little tomato cocktail bottle is pretty common, and they have a wider mouth. This one is more crown top, and this dates to about the 1940s also. Another bottle that I didn't document finding because I sort of kicked it out of the dirt was this very interesting pineapple bottle. Obviously there must have been some kind of pineapple preserve juice in it of some sort, and it also dates, I think it's an English or European, because I couldn't find what this marking is, but when you see LTD on it, that's limited, and that usually covers the English patents. So this bottle probably came maybe out of Jamaica, or was for the Caribbean market. It's a cool bottle. As you can see, it is representative of a pineapple, and it's probably, I'd say, from the look of it, a 1940s, late 30s or 1940s. Now, as we get further on, one more other Crystal Club. This bottle here is from Scranton, and it was a bottle from the 50s, and it hadn't really changed since the 30s. So this design goes back all the way to probably the mid-30s. A cool little bottle, nothing really special about it. But it does represent that time period. Another one in that vein, and this one would be well known, it's old-fashioned root beer. And this is a green variant, which is, I believe, rare. And if you can see, this is a 1946. I don't know if I can get you that. So this goes back to the mid-40s, and there would have been a label probably. I don't know if there would be a pyro on here or a paper label. But what's interesting about the bottom here is it has that old-fashioned low saying on here, the kind that mother used to make. So it's sort of a personal. And old-fashioned had, grandma's old-fashioned root beer was around till the 50s, I think even to the 60s. And it might still be reproduced, I don't know. But the green variant is rare from what I can gather. Now we go back in time a little bit, and we go into the 1930s. And, one more. This one, this is Three More. And Three More was a chocolate drink. This bottle is probably, looks like a 1943, I think, or 43. And it was a chocolate cow. This company started out with chocolate cow. And Thremont made a lot of chocolate, non-carbonated drinks. And eventually it was bought up by Yoo-Hoo. So Three More is the progenitor of Yoo-Hoo, which is still on the market. So that's a 1940s bottle. Now, like I said, getting back into the 30s, I came across a pocket of really good 30s stuff, and in there were some really cool bottles. Pre-Prohibition, this bottle is Lincoln Inn, very common. It is, I think, this company became Seagram's, from what I gather, but several pre-Prohibition Canadian bottles, you can see that triangle there, that would have been Montreal Glass. I think it would be, it's a Canadian glass company. And this here is a very famous Lincoln Inn, and you can always tell These bottles were imported illegally to the United States during Prohibition. Eventually, though, they will show up with the federal law stamped on them somewhere. So they went into the federal law for a little bit, not very long. Lincoln Inn is a cool bottle. Another federal law whiskey is Mohawk Beverages. This was a small New York. Well, actually, it's not New York at all. It's this company was in Detroit, Michigan, and they put out a plethora of bottles, a lot of clay, a lot of earthenware, and they had a whole gamut of whiskey. This is known to be as the skyscraper building, sort of like a Deco style building, and it has the famous Mohawk Beverages, and it also goes back to about the mid to early 1930s. Now, the pocket of bottles I hit at one point were maybe right before the 1920s, roughly around 1916, 17, 18, all the way up until about 1920. So there's some handmade bottles, blown bottles in that mix. One bottle I didn't record was this one, but I did find a lot of these Beechnut Packaging Company from New York. I found they also made a ginger ale, but this is a packer. This is a jar that they used as a preserve jar, and it's a very cool one. It's not very common. You see the Beechnut logo on there, ground top. So this was used for a while, probably from 1906 maybe to about 1920. It had a sort of a strange cap to it. I don't know how they packaged this one. Another cool bottle was a milk bottle, and this is a William A. Sherman from Lakewood, New Jersey. It's not common. It's pretty nice bottle as a milk goes, a quart, and the glass company is I haven't looked it up, so I'm not quite sure who did this. It's not Thatcher, but a nice slug plate on that one, and a lot of bubbles, as you can see. So this was fun to be able to find, and it is from a small town in New Jersey. From a big town, I dug a beer, two beers as a matter of fact. This is National Capital Brewing from Washington, D.C. It's a cool beer bottle, machine made probably about 1918, 1917, and even maybe up to 1915. And I don't know much about this. I know it was a beer, and it has the Capitol building on it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. This is a dark glass, but it has the Capitol rotunda on there. The other one, the beer that came up was this, excuse me, common, Anheuser-Busch, common in New Jersey, because New Brunswick, that's where the brewery was, and still there, as a matter of fact. Nice heavy logo on that one, and I was surprised that it came out in such good shape. The last but not least was I found several mason jars. They're fun to find. This is a Whitney Mason, an 1858 patent. Excuse me again. It came with the cap, and I dug it out with those other beers, so it's in the same time period, but it probably goes back a little further. Whitney was a packer. They made a lot of, in Winslow, New Jersey, they had a plant where they produced these, and it was popular, just like a ball, Sure Seal, all those. New Jersey made a lot of mason jars in the day. And that is pretty much it for my New Jersey dig. Of all the ones, I've dug a lot more bottles. There's a box over here with more mason jars and a few other bottles that aren't really that special. And I have a couple of cases still up in New Jersey that I have to bring down. So when I do that, I might give you a review on that. I might even go up and dig a little bit more this spring. So there you have it. A little Ford hubcap was also in the mix. Thanks for watching, and see you soon with more digging videos.